it has come to this. 24 teams started the journey, and we have just 2 teams left to fight for the ultimate prize, $7 million. That's a lot of money. I don't know. Welcome to our preview of the 2020 Africa Cup of Nations final between Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire. My name is Alassane Ouattara Stadium. Jim and they are here. That's of course today will be the last day that these 2 teams, of course, will be getting on the pitch, and we will have a new winner. Nigeria going for their 4th title, while Cote d'Ivoire
very much for me. This is the grand finale. Like I said yesterday, it looked like yesterday that we started this competition. A lot of
the terminal point. It's been an enjoyable adventure, full of excitement, fun, So let's look at we have one last game that will give us excitement, because a lot of people have said this is the best AFCON that has ever been held, and I quite agree with that. So hopefully the final will also live up to the expectation.
Yeah. Whichever way you look at it, there is so much at stake in this match, and I know it's not going to be the entire Africa. The whole world will be glued to this game, because that is how it has been. The coverage, not only in Africa, the international coverage of this 2023 Africa Cup of Nations has been unprecedented. So today, like I said, we'll be having one winner between Nigeria and Ivory Coast. Guys, let's get into it. James, this game is going to be surrounded by a different circumstance. You remember when these 2 guys met on January, the Super Eagles match not that time because of course they still had Equatorial Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, Equatorial Guinea to deal with. But now Ivory Coast, they appointed a new caretaker manager, president of MSFI, and he seems to have given the players the mental awakening they need to. So this is the play in front of their own supporters who are going to be the 12th man. They'll be staring at the trophy, the reward for all the investment that the government has even made, and also for them to make history as well with the AFCON for their country. So if you look at it, whichever way you look at it, they know that this is a different challenge altogether against Nigeria. And is it going to be a repeat of and for one Portugal, the host of Euros twice in the competition?
Yeah, Femi, congratulations to the Ivorians, especially when you look at the way they started the competition. It wasn't the best of start. After their victory against Guinea-Bissau, they just went downhill, and they thought it was over for them. They had to rely on help from other places. And the good thing about them is once the second chance came, they took it and they went all the way to the final. For me, the Ivory Coast team this team, compared to the one that I've seen in the past, even the one that lost in the final in the AFCON, this current doesn't come close to any of that. I think what really helped this team was the 12th player, the fans. The fans were just there to push and push. They were just pushing them. So they were the ones who were just encouraging them, they were just pushing them. So that was what they were just riding on. Not taking anything away from the fact that they too played their part. They did well for themselves, took out the champions, had to fight deep to beat Mali, and before they now defeated DRC. And also good one for them that Sebastian Alla, it was a timely return for him, because I think they missed his presence in the box. So he's that player who they look up to, the guy that can take chances, so I think they have something to him, But coming into the game against the Super Eagles, Femi, is going to be, I think it's going to be the top form for them. I'm not saying this because I'm Nigerian, because they are coming up against a team that is mentally, for me, the team that has the best mental strength. The team that they played them before, they know that they know what they went when they played against the Super Eagles, and playing the Super Eagles again in the final, the pressure will be there because playing in the final, apart from Sergio Rey, I don't think there's any other player who have won the AFCON before, and he's not even a regular in the team. So that pressure will still be there. So they will still need the fans to help them against the Super Eagles team who have defeated them right in front of their fans before, and who have check out the way the Super Eagles qualified for the final. It was a battle, you know. So for me, Femi, it's going to be a tight contest. It's going to be a very, very difficult one. But I think the Super Eagles might just edge it because of the manner, the way they've been coming. You know, they have this stingiest defense in this competition. I've never seen the Super Eagles team with such a defensive display. You know, so let's just hope for a clean and a wonderful final. You know, so I just keep my fingers crossed. But like I said, I think the Super Eagles might edge this one.
The good news for Nigeria is that Seydou Sanusi, of course, you know, I have actually been one of his critics. We saw how much Nigeria missed him in the game against South Africa. His absence caused Jose Pesaro to tweak his formation, but now he's back in training and he will likely play in this game. So most likely Nigeria might revert back to the 3-man defense, the 5 in the midfield, and of course 3-4-3, I should say. But isn't that looking predictable already, Kayode? And the Ivorians, particularly Emma Spy, might look at just countering that. If Cote d'Ivoire comes up with a similar tactic that we saw against South Africa caused serious problems to the Super Eagles. Which other way do you think Jose Pesaro might likely approach that? We saw that he tried to play 4-3-3 formation initially against South Africa, but he quickly reverted back to the 3-4-3 formation later in the game.
Femi, regardless of what anybody says, I am convinced that this Ivorian team is damaged. They do not have the personnel to play that. The South Africans that you even talk about, they played that formation from a position of fear. They felt if they had settled for their normal tactics, their normal tactical formation, they felt that they couldn't match the Nigerians. So what they did was put 5 at the back to imitate the Nigerians, put 3 bodies in the middle. That will be 8 players that you have to go through before you get to their goalkeeper. The Ivorians are a bit. They are not that disciplined tactically. I bet you're going to see in this game that the Ivorians, even if that will be their game plan from the get-go, they will not keep to that the way the South Africans religiously kept their formation, especially when they had the upper hand. So I don't see the Ivorians do that. I think they're going to, whatever it is that they come up with, they're going to break it down. And the Nigerians, on the other hand, they have played this tactical formation over and over again, that they are becoming the masters of this formation. It's easy for them to play. It may not guarantee too many goals, Femi, but it is doing the most important thing, not conceding goals too. That for me is a very key thing to look at. That okay, if we are not going to score more than 1, then we're not going to concede anyone at all. And that, I think they've scored just 6-7 goals. That should tell you something, that they are not scoring much, but they are also not conceding. They just conceded 2 in 6 games. That's massive. So I do not, if the Ivorians decide to play the Nigerians at their game, that could be their greatest undoing. I hope they do that. Because I want to see how they measure up against Nigeria with this tactical formation that they've come to understand so well. So let's see how that will pan out tomorrow.
Okay, of course, we'll be talking about the tactical approach, particularly by Pesaro and Emma Spy. James, let's talk about Sebastian Haller that you referenced. He was missing piece in that game until he came back from that injury. Now we saw against South Africa that if South Africa if they had a better striker, they could have punished Nigeria. Now having someone in the quality frame of Sebastian Haller coming into this game, don't you think that it will give the Ivorians an edge? We saw against Mali we saw that flick that led to the equalizer, even though it was in controversial circumstances, but the goal stood as the referee allowed it. Then we also saw its importance in the semi-final against DRC. Now, I'm not sure throughout the tournament, apart from Emilio Nsue, I'm not sure the Super Eagles have faced a quality striker in the pressing. The Super Eagles defense. Now, I'm not sure they faced a quality striker in the pressing of. Do you think that looks likely rattle unsettle Nigeria's defense in this game?
Yeah, I think the Super Eagles coaching crew, from every game they've approached it differently, and they know that facing the Ivorians, they know that it's going to be a different ball game this time. That they have a arrowhead in Hala, and I want to believe that the coaching crew will be working on that. But the good thing about playing against a striker like Hala, he is big, and we also have defenders who are big. He's not that kind of striker who is PC or who is there are some strikers that they know how to beat the offside trap. They know how to wiggle their way into. But he's that kind of striker that is about physical appearance and everything. He's also good in the air, and you've seen that the Super Eagles too is difficult to beat them when it comes to crosses. So at least somebody that they can aim at. But how he's able to go past the likes of Ekong, Basi, and Shemi Ajayi in the center of the defense, because these are all huge guys too. So he's going to be a handful, no doubt, because he's quality striker. You've seen it; he has shown it in this competition. But we have also seen that he's also he knows how to miss good chances. I saw it game against DRC. There was this like open one-on-one with the goalkeeper. The way he just I don't know, he just missed that clear chance. So it's going to be a battle. At least the Ivorians, they can be rest assured that at least they have somebody to aim at. We have Osimhen who can trouble any defense. He has peppered every defense he has come up against in this competition, and they believe that okay, Hala, they have somebody who they can, because in the first game, in the group game, they didn't have a shot on target. They were just aiming from outside. They were just trying everything. It didn't work. But now they feel they have somebody who they feel can rush through the Super Eagles defense. So I want to believe the coaching crew they will work around that. They know that they will have their hands full with Hala, and it's going to be a battle royale, honestly. So let's just see how things pans out.
Okay, I suspect that Truth Ekong might likely be the one assigned to mark Sebastian Heller, but we saw in that game against South Africa, we saw his right thigh being wrapped with something like that looked like a bandage. So hopefully he will be in 100% fitness position to play in that game. Kyle, let's talk about MSFI. He will be coming against I think we should give Ose Pesero some flowers, if not even all his flowers at this point. 63-year-old, he has some experience as a coach, but he'll be coming against a young coach who was drafted from the age group to come and manage a national team. Now, do you think that MSFI's maybe tactical attitude and experience might likely be the undoing of the Ivorians in this game, because it wasn't even part of the coaching crew initially. Now he became an accidental manager all of a sudden, compared to someone who has been with the Super Eagles. Came into the tournament with them. They worked together over and over and over this 3-4-3 formation. Do you think that FI's tactical ineptitude might be the biggest enemy in this game?
Whatever you say about Pesero, the fact remains that two things are working for him. The first is that he knows his own limitations and is playing to the strength of his team. And the fact is, as it stands today, Femi, the Nigerians have a better team than what the Ivorians have. What has been keeping the Ivorians afloat, especially in the knockout stages, is sheer determination. They've not done anything radically different from what they've done, even in the group stages, Femi. If you watch them play, you see that their game is still not pleasing to the eye. They have just like been like bulldozing their way through, and now they have gotten to a moment of truth. Will this same tactics. Will it work for them? We have to wait and see. But I think Peseiro has a better team. The players can adapt. They've seen a lot. They could adapt as the situation warrants. And I think for that reason, they have a slight advantage. So but of course, this is the final. Anything could happen at any point in time. But if I were going to award this game before the kickoff, I would say the Nigerians have a huge advantage going into this game.
Okay, James, let's talk about Victor Osimhen. Of course, we've talked about Allah. Osimhen one goal in as many matches Nigeria have played at the competition. We can't say it's been inspiring because he said that all he's done is to help rather than try to pursue any personal goals. And the surprising thing is that Ola has created 7 chances for Osimhen in this competition, which is the highest since 2013, when Charles Kaburi of Burkina Faso created for Arrested Bounce. Yeah. So 7 chances, it's unbelievable. And they've said Osimhen could just be the star of the final. But do you see that happening with what we've seen about Osimhen, the pressure, trying to live up to the reputation of being the best player on the continent and not still finding the net yet, so to say? How important do you think Osimhen will be again in this?
Femi, one thing that nobody can come out and criticize Osimhen for is the issue of not giving his all. Fine, he has only scored 1 goal, but if you talk of somebody who has given his 450% is Victor Osimhen. And I don't think any sensible fan will come out and say, why is he not leading in the top scorers chart because he is the current African footballer of the year? Femi, you want to, nobody, as in, I stand to be corrected, but I don't think there's any player in this tournament, whether Nigerian player or, okay, I want to say, to step on to Koyitu, he has played his part, but a player who is ready to drop everything, is ready to run for every mile, is ready to do everything. I think Victor Osimhen stands out. That's why I always keep using Olivier Giroud as an example. At the 2018 World Cup, he didn't score a single goal. He was the one that led the attack for France. But Femi, he did a human job. He was the one who allowed the likes of Antoine Griezmann and Mbappe to shine at that World Cup. They were just scoring for fun because they had somebody who was busy tormenting all defenders, creating that chance for the other players to shine. Look at the game against Ivory Coast. Osimhen scored in the first game against Ivory Coast. He caused the penalty against the Guinea-Bissau. It was his presence that forced that defender to commit an error. Against Cameroon, he was the same player who had to harass the defender, get the ball and created an assist. Against South Africa too, even against Angola, it was his presence. He dragged the players away for Demola Lookman to score. Against South Africa also, he caused the penalty. Unlucky for him, he scored and they disallowed. It's not as if he doesn't want to score, but I mean, he's trying his best, but because of the presence of VAR, that's why they've been chucking out his goals. But you cannot rule out the fact that he has been involved in 90% of the Super Eagles. So what more can you say? So he has a big part to play in the fan. They are very and they know that they have this Osimhen in this competition is the chief tormentor against everything. So they know that they have their hands full and they will be perfecting strategies. And hopefully, I just hope that Peseiro will come up with a different tactics, just like what Cremonese did in 1994. Change your formation. I won't mind if it goes with a 2-strike force. Just tweak it a bit so that it will not look predictable. Or they will now, they will want to come up with the tactics to stifle Osimhen. We've seen that whether it's stifling or not, he's still going to do his thing. But I still want that element of surprise from the coaching crew.
A lot of things will come into this game, like you and James have rightly said. But what do you think will be most important or will be key? Is it going to be the mental fortitude or the tactical approach of the game? Because if you talk about mental fortitude, Cote d'Ivoire might argue that they have it, since before now, they've been pulled through by, just like you said, they've not brought much to the table, but just the fact that they are playing in front of their fans, that has continued to push them on. Or do you think the tactical approach that you said they do not have, but we've seen a better of it with the Super Eagles, which of these do you think will be key in this final?
I think both will be very, very key. The mental fortitude will be key, and I must not deceive you. Both countries have actually gone through this rough patch. What I mean by rough patch is the fact that it has not been easy. Even the Nigerians, when they win, they have had to earn their win. So that tells you that they have gone through the crucible and they have been tested and have come out in flying colors in the games that they've played. And the good thing for the Nigerians is they know how to regulate the tempo of the game. So no matter what the Ivorians bring, no matter their how do I say this, their gra, the Nigerians will find a way around it. The most important one now is the place of luck, Femi. People tend to underrate what luck does in football. Whether you like it or not, some people will tell you there's no luck, but I believe there's luck in football. Now, these teams are equally matched. Advantage is to Nigeria because they have had this time to blend together. The way they play. I think they are. It's funny, Femi, but I think the Nigerians are the only team I think that have shown element of coaching. Okay, the South Africans also did that. Shown element of coaching in the sense that some of their moves you can actually predict that these were training ground routines that they actually trained for this move and this move. So that's going to be key. But then the team that is hungry enough, the team that wants it the most, and the team that is luckiest, that makes the fewest number of mistakes, will be the team that will take the day.
Okay, James, as we wrap up, let's talk about this eventuality that neither of these two teams want to happen, penalties. All four of Ivory Coast finals that they played at the AFCON have ended goalless and gone into penalties. They've won 2 shootouts in 1992 and, of course, 2015 against Ghana. But in 2006, they lost against Egypt, and 2012, they lost against Zambia. Now, James, what do you think? Is it going to be a game of luck, as we've seen so far in football, where penalties, like I would always say, that when it comes to football, God has left both teams. So you're on to your fate. Do you think we might be seeing penalties to decide the 2023 AFCON winners?
Femi, it's a possibility for the final to be decided on penalties because if you check the way the two teams have come this far, the Ivorians, they've been through hell and back. The Super Eagles have had to dig deep too, and when you get to the final, it's the final push, and nobody wants to let it slip now that it's gotten to this stage. The Super Eagles are the only team that are yet to face defeat in this competition. The Ivorians, they had a couple of defeats, so and the two teams will give their all. Fine, you say the Ivorians, they will be playing in front of their fans, but like I said, they will be under pressure because if you take out Serge Uri from this team, I don't think there's any other player. Okay, Max Gradel, yeah, he's one player. I think he was part of the team that won it in 2015. So they have a couple of guys who have won it before. Playing it, as I said, playing it in front of their fans is going to bring pressure for them. Femi, it's going to be tough. Because they've had to battle their way all through. It's the fans who have been pushing them, and then after going to the final, how they're now able to handle the pressure that comes with it. So for me, it's going to be a battle royale. They come up against the Super Eagles team who know how to change tactics. If you check out the game against South Africa, the South Africans were all over the Super Eagles in the second half. The Super Eagles took over in the second half. In the first half, the South Africans were just creating chances, but unfortunately, they didn't take it. Super Eagles came back stronger in the second half. So they're going to come up against the Super Eagles team who have gelled, who know how to switch the tactics, who know how to lock up shop, and they know they have a lot of things in their locker. So like just like what I already said, it's a team with the fewest mistakes, the team that has the luck, that will take this one. So for me, it's possible that it's going to end on penalties, and it's also possible that it's going to end the regulation time, and it's going to be by the odd goal. I'm not looking at this final where you see a 2-0 victory or 3-0 victory, maybe 2-1, 1-0, and maybe 1-1, and decided on penalties.
James, you're already predicting. You say you don't want to even go into prediction. Of course, the Super Eagles will be playing their 8th AFCON final. This time they are facing Ivory Coast And Nigeria have won 3. Cote d'Ivoire won 2. Remember the 1994 where the Super Eagles won on penalties after 2-2 draw in 1994 AFCON. Well said, Kyle and James. Of course, I know that every Ivorian that has not gone to the stadium to see the Elephants play, they will be in that stadium. So the Super Eagles of Nigeria must prepare mentally for the noise that will be coming from the stands. We wish all the two teams well. Nigeria gunning for their 4th AFCON title, and Cote d'Ivoire trying to win their third. We saw on social media some Ghanaians are saying they do not want Nigeria to win this because do that. Of course, it will be 4 titles. It's been so much banter between Nigerians and Ghanaians. I don't know what is it with those 2 countries. But anyway, on Sports Africa, we wish the 2 teams all the best. Like I already said, we hope that we have a final befitting capping to the spectacular that we've seen in Cote d'Ivoire so far. So, of course, on Monday, we'll be coming to review this final. Hopefully, it will be another celebration for Nigeria, because the country is actually going through a lot of rough patches now. This is the only thing that Nigerians actually look up to: come together in unity and, of course, have a cause to celebrate. Claudia and James, thank you so much for being on this ride all along. Thank you for your analysis on the show today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Femi.
Thank you very much, Femi, and all the best to the 2 teams in the final.
Okay, I thought you were going to say the Super Eagles, so that is fair. And our producer, thank you so much for always putting this together, ensuring that something is actually there for our fans across the world to watch. And our fans, thank you so much for your support. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Remember that in March, of course, the 2026 World Cup qualifier will begin. So there is no time for a breather at all. It's going to be back-to-back action on Sports Africa. Thank you so much. We wish all of you will have a wonderful final of the 2023 AFCON. We'll see you all on Monday when we come for the review. My name still remains Alassane Ouattara Stadium. Bye for now.